Go. Well, let's do it in sign language. Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends.
I'm not sure that was it.
No, I'm not. I don't think it really helps the deaf, does it? Well, I mean, Gareth, what's his face? I keep going for Ainsworth, but Gareth, what's his face? I reckon is deaf, because from what I hear, Grealish will not be playing in the next England game. But talking about Grealish, City are preparing a bid of 100 million, or rather, that's what Villa want, and so he could be going to City.
Yeah, but Pep doesn't have enough money to spend, does he? So bless him.
This is what I'm told. Morata has been receiving death threats, and Benfica are going for Harry Wilson. Are you happy about that?
It'd be interesting if he went there. If he did well, I'd be really happy for him.
You've got Rashford, who may be having surgery on his shoulder after the Euros. West Brom interested in signing the Barnsley captain, Alex Mowat. We're really digging deep here, aren't we?
Should probably say a little bit more on Morata, not just completely skim over it.
Okay.
Well, no, just as
I'm just looking up other things that are going on, and that isn't particularly exciting.
I mean, you obviously don't know how Morata's reacted to it, but we hope everything's okay with him and his family. From everyone at MJT's Wickham Wanderers Plus, in which I'm sure Morata cares, but
how do they get to him then? Is this online?
It's just social media, isn't it? In which people say, "Oh, what is social media going to do about it? What's Instagram going to do about it?" It's just like, what are they supposed to do? People have freedom of speech at the end of the day, unfortunately.
Yeah, he said he didn't sleep for 9 hours after that game with the draw with Poland. I just don't get it. I mean, aren't people, sick? I think a word I'd use. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just it's not unbelievable. That's the trouble. You now just expect it. A team lose and the team get death threats. I mean, isn't that pathetic? Really pathetic. Even that's the wrong word.
It's the worst kind of word you can use, and that doesn't even comprehend it, does it? It's just.
I don't get it. The answer is people need to understand that nobody's less than them, but nobody's more. That we're all equal. You do not treat people like that. They're no better than he is.
People very easily forget footballers are just like me and you at the end of the day.
It's sad.
They just so happen to be better at football than us. That's literally it. Yeah.
I'm good at what I do, and I'm proud of what I do, and he's good at what he does. Okay, he ain't been sticking many in the net, but hey, ridiculous. Okay,
well,
let's move on. Let's move on. I mean, but that's just daft. Okay, 15 games to go, Kieran. We've covered a ton. Interestingly, teams that are out, all Four Nations teams that got in there because of the Four Nations are out. What does that say about the Four Nations League? That's Slovakia, Scotland, North Macedonia, and Hungary.
I mean, in all fairness, Hungary nearly got through.
They did.
And Slovakia arguably probably should have done.
Slovakia went out on goal difference, didn't they?
Yeah, they're all very close, to be fair, but
Scotland, North Macedonia.
I don't think it really says much about the Nations League. It's just is what it is. At the end of the day, two of those teams could very easily have made it through.
They could have. Yeah. The other thing worth mentioning is Ronaldo. Should have named you Ronaldo. He scored 5 the other week.
Yeah.
Kieran Ronaldo.
Something
Kieran
like
Ronaldo.
that. Kieran Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Probably sounds better to us.
Was it 109 he's scored now, isn't it?
Yeah. He's on par with is a guy from Iran, I think.
But here's your interesting fact about his goals. I always say that. Here's your interesting facts, and that's where everybody turns Paul off. Yeah. I was about to say something else and decided very quickly not to, about those that leave this show at this point. The interesting thing is, per cap, he scores more in the important games than the friendlies.
Yeah.
When they're playing easy teams, he scores less. That says a lot for him, doesn't it? So he does take them seriously, that's for sure. Does take them seriously.
Should probably also mention that 3 of his goals so far have been penalties.
True, but Harry Kane still got the boot, so to speak.
He did, yeah.
So he did. And so where are we in our current standings? Well, Cristiano is number 1, having scored 1 goal, and he's also had 1 assist.
1 goal? What do you mean? Scored
5 goals, 1 assist. I'm looking further, for, Then comes Patrick Schick with the Czech Republic with 3, along with Wijnaldum 3, Lukaku 3, Forsberg for Sweden 3, Lewandowski for Poland. Nice. Lewandowski with 3. Yeah. So there's your chart. So everybody's 2 behind. And of those that really stand any chance of scoring more, a decent amount, you'd have to say Lukaku and possibly Wijnaldum. Possibly, depending on who they're playing.
Yeah.
Czech Republic, he's not going to get there. He's not really. Have enough games.
I mean, 2 of his goals were against Scotland, so
yeah. I mean, let's put it into yeah. Well, I mean, you could say if you want to be nasty, Forsberg for Sweden stands a good hat trick against Wales. Okay, moving on. The use of the back 3. That is the different trends this year, very quickly, has been the use of a back 3. Haven't seen it before, only with teams like Juventus, Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Wycombe Wanderers. Only those are really the big teams until now, because it's often been used by weaker teams as a sort of 5 at the back, hold on, and then if we get a chance to shift your fast players forward job, and it's to sort of using, like Scotland have Mr. Winger, Liverpool man, to try and get the fullback up there because he's the only one that can kick the ball straight. But now we've seen it and in this we've had Finland, North Macedonia, Hungary, Scotland. Funnily enough, they're all out, but they were all the weak teams that tried. But we've also had Belgium, Netherlands and Germany using the back 3, and possibly England will against Germany.
Rumours are we won't. So I've heard it will still be the 4-2-3-1.
Oh dear.
But that's a rumour, of course.
Oh dear.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh well. So, and other trends this year that's been different. Star men in different positions. Star men. I should have David Bowie playing in the background. We've had David Alaba for Poland. I mean, what position has he been
Poland.
playing?
He's playing for Austria.
Austria, sorry. Yeah. What position has he been playing in, Kieran?
Well, his actual position, left back, realistically.
Yeah, and where has he been playing for Austria?
Everywhere. Left back. Everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere. Bale, he's had to move around.
Right wing striker, Cam.
Zinchenko.
Midfield.
And Wijnaldum.
Cam, as opposed to CDM.
So we've seen a few star men moved around, haven't we? Do you think any of them will stay in the positions they've moved into?
I'd imagine Wijnaldum has a pretty good chance now he's gone to PSG. Alaba has always been used pretty much everywhere, but he's gone to Real Madrid now, isn't he?
So is he going to be a left back? He didn't look his best position.
Trying to think who Real Madrid's left backs are. They have Mendy, don't they, at the moment, who looks really good. So maybe him as centre back because obviously Sergio Ramos has left. So I'd imagine they use him as centre back because that's where he's played. That's where he's played for Bayern. To be fair, because they've had a lack of centre backs.
Okay, I'm looking for. I'm going to watch a bit of foreign football, not Scottish, I might add. I'm going to watch a bit of foreign. I've enjoyed this and learned about other players which I didn't know about. And I'm going to try and practice a few names so I can actually pronounce one or two correct. Talking of foreign players, Bale. There you go. Got my first one right. What about him? Where does he go now? He's been a star player in this tournament. Still is.
Does he get a game at Real Madrid? That's the question. He doesn't seem very interested in Real Madrid.
No.
And I don't know whether he'd be interested in coming back to Spurs in their current position.
No. We'll have him at Wick.
I mean,
won't we?
Yeah, we would. He can replace Akinfenwa. Who, by the way, could be leaving on Thursday.
Could he?
Well, because he hasn't left and he hasn't got a new contract. He's in the middle. So
how can Akinfenwa ever be in the middle? He'd be on the left, middle, and right, wouldn't he?
Well, yes, of course,
and forward and back. Yeah,
but no, I mean that is interesting. But no, I mean really on Bale, it depends on where or who he's playing for.
He's still too good to be sat on the side of a team, isn't he?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Wouldn't he be better going to a team like Southampton or something and being a superstar?
I mean, realistically, the only team I don't think he gets into in a Premier League is possibly Man City. I mean, I'd gladly have him in the Liverpool team. Whether he'd start, I don't know, but we definitely play him in a lot of games. Man United would have him every day of the week, wouldn't they?
They would.
Oh.
There you go. Okay, and the third trend of this tournament, are players worn out? Because sitting on the ball for longer has definitely, if you add up the numbers, has definitely been correct. They've been sitting on the ball for longer. There's been 8 own goals at the back. Obviously at the back. That's a silly comment, at the back. Whereas in the last 4 tournaments, there was 1, there were 2, there were none, there were 1. So far this year, there have been 8. Is that a suggestion that players are tired, making mistakes? And also, last bit was there's been 14 penalties and 6 have been missed. Is this tired?
I think you could probably look a bit too much into it. This way you probably look too much into data. It's probably just a thing that's just happened. I don't think it's anything big that you have to look into. If you're going to suggest that players are tired, you should look at the speed of play more than anything, which suggests that England are very tired. But
well, England are asleep still, aren't they?
Essentially,
you could hear the snoring from the pitch.
Barely moving. Yeah. I think it's just a thing that's happened. I think penalties are probably due to VAR a bit because penalties have become a bit more lenient and you give things that probably wouldn't have been before VAR. Whether they've been wrong or not, I don't know, but I think that's probably down to that.
Yeah, we'll come to a couple of penalties in the French game in just a second.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How are you allowed to punch players in the face for instance. Is that allowed or is it not allowed? I've heard arguments. Okay, is it? A lot of teams have not shone. Boom, beam in the starting 3 games and then gone on to win. Yes. Now, here is I just thought I'd bung a few facts in there for people to still have hope for England. This are where teams have been crap for the first 3 and gone on to win it. There is still a chance, all you England fans. We may still shine that light, light a lighthouse. In 2000, the winners were France. They, out of their 3, they won 2, scored 4, and scored 7 and let in 4. And they were the winners. 2002, Brazil, they actually won all theirs and scored 11. So they did all right, really. Yeah. But that's Brazil. They always, Greece, 2004, they only won 1 in the first round out of the 3, and they let in 4 and scored 4. 2006, only won 2, Italy. Spain actually won all 3 of theirs in 2008. Spain again in 2010 only won 2. Spain again in 2012 won 2. Germany in 2014 only won 2. Portugal in 2016 didn't win any out of their first 3. And France in 2018 only won 2. The lowest goal scorers in that group were 2018. France only scored 3 goals and won 2 out of the first 3 matches. Okay, so there is still hope. Admittedly, we've scored less than anybody in since the year 2000 in the first 3 matches, but we did only win 2. But Greece only won 1, and Portugal didn't win any when they won these competitions. So does it matter?
Instance, weren't they?
Can we now get going?
If we win this game, there's no reason not to. If you beat Germany, then it's a huge confidence booster, whoever you are, because Germany is such a pragmatic, practical team. If we beat them, then why can't we go on and win it? Because the only team we've beaten them so far are France, and that was quite tight. So. And Germany did draw to Hungary. I don't know if that shows more about Hungary than it does Germany, but they're very close to going out. Whereas we got through rather comfortably in the end.
We did. And if we look at this tournament, and I'll just bung a couple of in there and then we'll give it a miss because people probably find this boring. If you look at the figures for non-penalty expected goals against non-penalty against goals, so for and against, and look at the difference. Netherlands are at the top with 5 expected goals out of the 3 games. Okay. And followed by Italy and Spain, if only they could score a few, although they did in the last game. Yeah. But Spain, their difference, I mean, they should have scored 5.6 and 1.8 against. So it goes in this order: Netherlands, Italy, Spain, Denmark, Germany, Belgium, and then England. We're not at the bottom,
No, we've had decent chances.
Yeah.
Not the chance we've had.
Yeah, so it's just we've been missing a few, yeah? And below us are Portugal and Scotland. Well, actually, they're equal. Ours is 1.3, as is both Portugal and Scotland.
Ours are 1.3.
Yeah, that's the difference. We should have scored 1.3 more than all the opposition we've played. So expected goals for England was 2.7 and against was 1.4, but they missed them all. Or were good saves.
Mm.
So there's your boring facts and figures for the day. And let's hit off with all those exciting games. Kieran, where would you like to start?
I'd like to start by getting the fixtures up.
Okay, you get the fixtures up.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to be at the pub for the Belgium game.
Why?
I've booked my table.
Fair enough.
That's
right. So first game.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird when you said that Sweden were playing Wales earlier. They're playing Denmark. Wales.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So
They're very
first,
similar, Sweden and Denmark. You can't sort of the flag as well. No, it's not different.
No, it's not. So Wales and Denmark start
Wales
off.
and Denmark. I am so sorry, Sweden.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fuming.
It's foreign. It's all different. It's over there.
It's not even Eastern European, is it?
No, you're worse
European of some respect.
At least I haven't been to a geography lesson for 40 years. I've got an excuse.
It's not what I learned in geography, unfortunately.
That's my other excuse. And this cup, world's greatest 50-year-old, this is very old. And that's my excuse. I'm waiting for my next one that's got
60's coming up, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll buy you it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wales and Denmark. I mean, we're going to be biased, I'd say, and so we probably want Wales to win because it's probably good for us to.
Of course we do. Is it going to be a good game?
It needs a goal to kick it off, doesn't it?
It does. If
it's 0-0 for a long time, then I don't think it'll be that exciting.
Who would a 0-0? Who would a 0-0 suit? See, it's very equal, this game, I reckon. I think this game is very equal.
If you're saying therefore it goes to penalties, I'd argue that Wales have a few more players who have been in those sort of games where they'd have a lot of pressure on them, whereas Denmark, I don't think do, apart from Eriksson, obviously. Like Bale, Ramsey, Allen's been about for Liverpool.
Yeah, but we've seen Bale's penalty before.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
The goalkeeper will know where to go for that one and it'd be up in the stands.
Yeah, I think realistically this game is a 50-50.
It is. I haven't got a clue.
No. But we're going to be biased and say Wales. Are we doing score predictions?
We can. I'll have to write them down. Go for it. Wales, Denmark.
2-1 Wales.
1-0 to Wales. I do want Wales to do well. I really do. So that when we get kicked out, we'll still have a team to follow.
Yeah.
Next one.
Italy, Austria. You can't, say that Austria have been incredibly convincing still.
No.
They have won 2 games, but they were against Ukraine and North Macedonia, and Italy look good, don't they?
Italy, I think, no problem. Italy
3-0.
are the best team, and the reason I think that is because Gareth Watts is
Southgate.
He talks about defensive football, and Italy have got that conquered.
Yeah,
but they're also fun going forward. England aren't. We want to be Italy, not England. We want to be so defensive we don't let a goal in, but we'd like to score 1 or 2 at the other end, wouldn't we? And I think Italy, he should look at Italy. He shouldn't look at the defence. He should look at the whole team.
He's made them a team, hasn't he, Mancini? Because it's like England may well have better players. We probably do. However, they're just a team, and they understand their role and they understand what their game plan is fully. Whereas you don't get the impression the England team do, because the England team want to go out and attack, whereas Southgate evidently doesn't want them to do that.
Yeah, he holds them back.
Yeah.
He holds them back. They're on a sort of a bit of rope, and you're coming here. You're not going up there, mate. We want nil. but he doesn't understand we need a goal as well. And Italy, on the other hand, go in both directions, keep hold of that ball, don't let it in their net, and then go and score a few at the other end. So there's no worries, problems. Italy have won this competition. If they keep going like this, Italy have won this competition. I want Italy to win it.
They're your favourites, are they?
Yeah, I think they've been the best team at the tournament. They got football right, score goals and don't let any in. That's what you do. Isn't that what football is? It's simple as that. What's your score, Kieran?
3-0.
3-0. I'm going 2-0. It's got to be nil. It has to be nil. Do you notice how I always go down a goal from what you
yeah, because it's probably more realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, until we get to the next games. Off we go.
Netherlands, Czech Republic. I mean, you'd imagine Czech Republic going to the game against Netherlands as similar to how they went in against England, because you'd have thought England and Netherlands are near enough on par in terms of like stature and quality and all that sort of thing. And if they do that, then Netherlands don't think will have a problem.
They're not going to have a problem.
I don't think so. I think a pretty simple 2-0.
You can always have a mistake at the back, so I'll go 2-1. You always have a mistake. No, I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1. There we go. Change mine, 3-1. I'm going out there with lots and lots of goals. Next game.
Belgium, Portugal. Probably the game of the round apart from
that's where
England,
I'm in
Germany.
the pub.
Yeah.
I'm going to be drinking my Marlow Brewery roasted nuts while
Solid.
watching. Yeah.
Well,
discuss the last game, Portugal's game and Belgium's game first.
What did Belgium do? They were playing Finland, weren't they? And they won 2-0.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that important for
Portugal
Belgium.
though.
2-2 with France. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it because I was watching Germany, Hungary.
I had both up. I had both screens up, watching both. Well, only the second halves. I was at work, you see, so I had to watch both. This was the one where we were playing Hungary, Portugal, Germany, France at different points of the game. And to start with, I was hoping for Hungary until I realised, oh no, I want to play a decent team. A bit of a shame we ended up with Germany. Where do we go with Portugal? I mean, take a wild guess.
It has to be said, I don't think you can say Portugal have been incredibly convincing either. Because they beat Hungary in the last 5 minutes. They lost to Germany pretty emphatically. France, Portugal was a pretty nothing kind of game, wasn't it? So I think De Bruyne wins it for Belgium.
Do you? You see, I wonder about them being a little bit on the slow side, Belgium's defence. And I think Mr. Ronaldo could take that defence apart a little. And Jota.
Yeah.
I wonder.
This is the problem. Belgium's attack is just like almost unlimited. And then their defence is like Southampton level.
Yeah.
And not saying Southampton's level is bad, but it's nowhere near the level of their attack.
See, that's the problem. This is going to be one of those games, isn't it? This is going to be another Portugal letting in at least 2, scoring at least 2.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Definitely. Which means it's impossible for us to
even predict.
And as I say, the only reason I'm going to go for it is because of De Bruyne. I'll say Belgium probably 3-2. I reckon it'll be a cracker.
Well, I think it's going to be 3-2, but I'm putting it the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I just think this is playing dice, and I think who wins depends on how long they play. And at one moment it'll be Belgium, the next moment it'll be, I was going to say Portsmouth again, Portugal again. Yeah, and I just think depends when the game stops, who's in front at that particular moment. I think it really is that equal. And Belgium coming in as favourites, what I've seen is I don't think so. I think the favourites is Italy. And, okay, so we're doing that. Next game.
Croatia versus Spain.
Oh.
As we said, Croatia got through realistically by the skin of their teeth. Like, Scotland still gave them a bit of a go.
Well, Spain did as well, didn't they? Sort of.
They did, yeah. But I think that second half will give Spain a lot of confidence.
Is it right? Do you think they're going to drop old Fernandez or whatever his name is, Mr. Manchester United?
Who, for Portugal?
Yeah.
He was dropped in the last game, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play.
He hasn't done anything so far, so probably not.
I don't think he's going to play, no. Sorry, anyway, meanwhile, Croatia versus Spain.
I think this is quite an easy one.
I felt sorry for old Mr. Forward.
Morata,
missing the penalty.
He just needed something to go in. It
wasn't that bad a penalty. I mean, it wasn't great. It was the wrong height.
If it goes in, then you're like, oh yeah, good penalty.
Yeah, good penalty. I mean, it wasn't great because it was about 3 foot off the ground, which is perfect for the goalkeeper. But it wasn't there. It was in the corner a bit, and I did feel sorry for him.
I do feel sorry for him.
He's not that bad.
No, it happens to a few players that they come to the Premier League and have a really poor season, which he did, and then his career falls apart.
It's
Werner
not like Werner,
will probably be the same.
He's not like Werner. He creates really good chances and opportunities for himself, and he sort of makes 50-50 chances, but it's always 50 the goalkeeper's way. And he does still make goals for other people. Werner just gets caught offside all the bloody time. And he can't play football like that. He just has speed on him, and people put him in the right place. Whereas he isn't. Morata actually sorts it out himself. And I just think he's just that far away from getting hat-tricks, He'll come, I hope. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Spain, Croatia. We've got to...
I hope Spain get through, to be honest with you.
Do you think that's really revved them up now? You think that's going to start their season? To start their competition?
It's got to do something for you, surely. Scoring 5 that quickly. But I think it may go to the wire. I reckon penalties, Spain win.
I watched the game. I watched the last Spain game. It was one of those 5 o'clocks, was it?
Yeah.
Where I was pretending I was cleaning the house at home.
Working, yeah.
I think Spain. Anyway, you say what? It's going to penalties.
Spain penalties, yeah.
Right, we'll put that down. Pen. Okay. Well, I think Spain are going to beat them 3-0.
Really?
There you go. There's a big difference, isn't there? Okay, next one. 3 left.
By the way, I've just seen on the BBC Sport website, the gossip is that Liverpool could bid for Kylian Mbappe after he's told PSG he wants to leave the club this summer. Woo. Good luck. It's not going to happen, is it?
No.
Liverpool don't have 200 mil. Sorry, next game. I was just going to be excited that we might sign Mbappe. Would be nice, wouldn't it? France versus Switzerland.
Well,
you're going to come out and say, "Oh, Switzerland have looked good."
Well, all I'm going to say is the last game, France played Portugal.
Yeah.
We discussed VAR. Certainly, that was a penalty. Mr. Goalkeeper punching Blokey in the face.
yes, it was.
Because there's been a lot of argument whether it was or it wasn't. You can't punch people in the face.
No, it's a criminal act, isn't it?
Well, I think that was. I mean, you can't say to goalkeepers you can have everything, and so you just get the ball, and if that means you punch and there happens to be a face in the way, well, so be it. You shouldn't have put it there. I mean, that was a penalty, no questions asked. Because I have been listening to a few things. Oh, that shouldn't have been a penalty. Goalkeeper should, and I'm thinking, don't be daft. That was a penalty. The other one wasn't.
No. It's more Mbappe just running into him, and Mbappe's never going to get there either.
How was the bloke supposed to get out of the way?
He wasn't.
He didn't get tripped or anything.
No,
I thought that was ridiculous, and I think they didn't look great in my book. France, that puts a question mark in my head about winning. Because that looked a little bit flower power, in the sense of a little bit up in the air, playing games. Not sure, wasn't solid. It wasn't solid at all. Looked a little bit worrying. They weren't in control in any format. But here's your interesting. This is the bit where everybody turns off. Here's your interesting fact. 2 in midfield. Little guy for Chelsea.
Pogba and Kante.
Yeah, Pogba and Kante. Do you know, for the last in fact, every time they've played together in midfield, France have won.
Yeah.
No, not lost a game with those two playing in midfield. How interesting. Switzerland, on the other hand, do we give them any chance?
Shaqiri has to pull an absolute masterclass if they win, don't he?
Well, he's got to score from the halfway. He's going to be busy in the midfield, isn't he? Let's be honest.
This is the thing. It's one of those games where a player like him can just go missing so easily.
He's not going to have a chance to get out, is he? He's going to be stuck.
Which, as I say, is why he's got to pull an absolute masterclass from somewhere.
If he was the centre forward, he might appear in the game every now and again. But he's not. He's behind. And he's going to be too busy. I think the only chance Switzerland have is a 0-0 draw.
Keep it out until penalties.
Just keep it out till you get to the penalties. I cannot see how else they can possibly stand any chance.
But I think we have to be realistic and say that's not going to happen.
Lovren
doesn't play for
versus. Oh, sorry, no.
He plays for Croatia.
So I'm getting so mixed up now.
Yeah. 3-0 France.
Who's their centre back?
Switzerland.
Yeah. Right. In that case, they really don't stand a chance.
I don't know.
Okay. Give us your score.
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-1 because I think he might, by chance, get a free kick and put it in the top corner. That's I would have gone 3-0. The only chance I'm not is because you have, and there is always that possibility.
We can't go the same, you know.
No. I know. I gives us more chance of one of us at least getting it right. Next, we need 2 more.
Sweden, Ukraine.
Who?
Sweden, Ukraine.
Oh, we don't need to spend any time on this.
I have no idea.
No, whoever it is, they're going to be knocked out in the next round.
Sweden 2-1.
1-0. Oh, I'm going to give that 1-0 to Ukraine anyway.
All right. And then, of course, Anglaise and Germany. Germany.
Oh dear, oh dear. Germany play the game slow. England play the game slow. If you want some excitement, everybody,
don't watch it.
go to bingo or something, you know. Go ice skating or see what's on at the cinema. Watch a flower grow. This game is asking for boredom because Germany have been bad and slow. England have been boring and slow. Is there any hope of this game being interesting, Kieran?
Does boring and boring equal exciting?
Two borings. It does make opposites. A plus, doesn't it, in maths?
Yeah. Maybe. No. To be fair, the teams are quite similar.
They are. That's the trouble. That's the trouble.
No, I mean, in terms of like the personnel they have, the defenses are pretty decent, and the fullbacks can be exciting. Obviously, theirs are more exciting than ours because they can actually do stuff. Midfielders who are solid. You got Goretzka and Kimmich for Germany. We have Rice, Mount, Foden, Grealish, etc.
Whoa, excitement!
Rice, and then they have pacing wingers in Gnabry and Sane. When we have Sterling and
Rice and tasty wingers.
Is
that chicken wingers with rice?
There's not. No.
And Burger in goal. No, he plays up front, doesn't he?
We have Pickford, that's right.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I'll try to get a joke out of it. I couldn't.
Well, with what? With Burger, Rice, and yeah.
If only we had someone called Fish. No, I don't know. Stuff it. Why? I don't know what England are going to do.
This is going to go to penalties, isn't it? We all know this is going to penalties.
You know, if it does, it'll give us a bit of excitement, so I wouldn't be too stressed out about it.
Do you know? I think we get Sweden or Ukraine in the next round. Do you know that?
We get someone crap, don't we? Yeah. It's pretty good. I'm going to say England are going to win 1-0.
Oh,
it'll either be that or 0-0 and penalties.
Which one are you going for?
I'm going to go 1-0.
Oh, you're going all out then.
Yeah, go big and go home, you know.
I'm going to put penalties down. I know it's going to be penalties. I don't know what the score. I'm just allowed to go.
You don't have to, no.
Whatever the score.
All right. That's fine.
And I have to say, just our luck to get Germany. Just our luck.
Had to get someone.
And you know what's really going to happen? Werner's going to score a hat-trick.
Wouldn't that be fun?
And then we're going to be back on here discussing Werner's 3 great goals. You know that, don't you?
Best striker in the world, didn't he? That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, with that, the only other thing worth mentioning is, have you seen the stuff? This is Wycombe Wanderers Plus. Must say something about Wycombe Wanderers. And are we going to stay up?
Yeah.
You think we're going to go back up?
No.
Because
not.
the fact that they have actually
made a fixture list.
2 lots of fixtures out. One with Wycombe in the Championship and one with Wycombe in Division 1 to play games with Derby, means they're serious about getting that done.
I think realistically the chances of it happening are low. However, it'd be so Wickham if it ends up happening, wouldn't it?
Do you know when we find all this out?
Of course not. We probably find out the day before the season starts.
But it's got to be soon, because the teams would have to get ready for whichever league they're in.
Yeah.
They've got to get on with it.
This is the thing, because at the moment, because they've said Wickham are budgeting for a League One season, we're yet to.
Well, we've just lost the best player we've got, so he could stay in the Championship, for goodness sake. I mean, wouldn't that be a laugh if we then go back up in the Championship and smack Luton 5-0 and they go down next year?
Be solid, wouldn't it? I don't know. Wouldn't it be a laugh, though?
It would be funny. I'm not sure whether I mind one way or the other.
It gives us a season in the Championship in which we get to watch all the games, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm fussed in the end. I won't feel a loss if we go down, and I won't feel over the moon, happy, celebrate, party if we go up. I think I'm just going to take which we ever get. I just want to go back and watch them.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, isn't it? But I think realistically, if I was going to say life is fair, that sounds a bit too deep. But if things happened as they were supposed to happen, we would be in the Championship next season.
And I can honestly say yes, but I think Derby should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
They cheated. And they haven't just cheated for one season.
No,
with the team of Wickham in that league. They've cheated football and treated football with a total disrespect to all the teams. I'm not talking about Wickham. I am talking about that league. And I hope they do them. Not just that little bit of money. I hope they take enough points off them. They go well down. And they drop from Division 1 to Division 2 and have trouble in Division 2. I think they have shown absolutely no respect for football. That's what I think of Derby. Got nothing to do with Wickham Wanderers staying up. I don't care if Wickham go up. And I'm not fussed. You can keep us where we want and just stick them out of the Football League and bring in Olmer Green. As far as I'm concerned. I think Derby are disgusting, and I hope their fans don't go. That's what I think. I think they're just wrong. It's just wrong. I mean, how they have. If anybody's interested in what Derby have done, I'm sure you can find the facts out from other places than just having a scroll back through our stuff. But you'll find out what they've done and how they cheated every other team in the Football League. That 91 teams did one thing and they did something completely different to buy the players they got, and how Wayne Rooney gets his wages, etc., etc. Look that one up, who pays Wayne Rooney's wages. You might find that interesting as well, because it ain't Derby County that have bought him. It's 32 Red that pay for Wayne Rooney so Derby can spend the money. That's the last bit I'll leave, along with lots of other bits and pieces, I might add. Okay, shall we leave it there? And good luck, Wickham, whichever league we're in. I've got the dates of the Wickham Portsmouth match away, so I'll be seeing you down there, Kieran, March the 19th. You are allowed home between times, I might add. But I've got it ready. So we'll go down and see Nathan for his birthday. Admittedly we'll be at football. And we'll say goodbye. And we'll be back on Monday. Don't know what. Yeah, there are some games in between. Kieran, say goodbye.
I was trying to think of a different language. I couldn't get it. Goodbye.
And from me,